Meeting at 6 o'clock. Want to thank everybody for coming. Jamie, you want to need some bread?
Lord God, I'd like to thank you for another day, and I ask you to come into this meeting with us, that we make our decision, and that we all stay on one accord. In your name, amen.
Everybody stand, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Introduce myself. I'm Roy Anderson. I'm the president of the Jeff Davis County Veterans Association. We're the ones that built that beautiful monument here next to the courthouse. We're here tonight on twofold. Number one is to ask you to sign a resolution, and then Jack Floyd, another veteran, is here with me to cover part two. I have submitted to Sherry a copy of the resolution that I proposed to you. I think you have a copy. It's actually designating the area around the monument as Veterans Square Park. The reason for that is, when we go for grants, we got to get a park grant to help fund this. So we're going to do this like we did the monument, through grants and local donations. Has everybody read the resolution? Would you like me to read it?
Go ahead.
Whereas the Jeff Davis County Commissioners in chambers duly assembled in a regularly scheduled meeting held on February 9th is desirous of recognizing the Jeff Davis County Veterans Association, Inc. Whereas the Commissioners recognize the Veterans Association has maintained a solid presence in Hazelhurst since its formation in 2008. And its members have instilled a sense of patriotic pride in the citizens of Hazelhurst and Jeff Davis County with the building of a memorial located at the corner of Tallahassee and Jeff Davis Streets and adjacent to Jeff Davis County Courthouse. Whereas the Commissioners recommend naming the memorial a highlight of the community and its surrounding area as Veterans Square Park in honor of all Jeff Davis County veterans, past, present, and future. Now therefore be resolved, the Jeff Davis County Commissioners do hereby formally name the park located on the corner of Tallahassee and Jeff Davis Streets as Veterans Square Park. Be it further resolved that the county administrator is directed upon adoption of this resolution to implement said naming of the park, and that it immediately take effect from this day forward. And we ask that you pass that resolution.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All vote.
Thank you, Jack.
Public comments. We got
Thank you. I'm Jack Floyd. I'm a veteran, and thank you for allowing me to make these comments. I'll be very brief. First, let me tell you that I'm not here, or the veteran's not here for any kind of a county assistance, so we're not asking for money. What we want is your approval. There needs to be some improvements made over there for the beautification of the park, the cracking of the asphalt, and some other things. And so I'll be happy to come back later when we actually know exactly what we're going to do, but what we need from you, since it's even though we kind of consider our park, it belongs to the county. And what we need is your permission to proceed in making some improvements to the property. And as I said, I will return, if you'd like me to, when we get the figures from the person we're talking to and exactly what we're going to do, and show you all those things. But my main intent tonight is just to get your approval to proceed with making some changes to the apartment.
Need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All vote?
Thank you very much, appreciate your time.
Good afternoon. I'm Bernie Ham. I come here with the veterans, and I also come here with two other things. I don't know if it's the county's responsibility or the city's responsibility, but there's two things I'd like for you to put on your agenda to talk about or discuss or whatever. One would be a farmer's market. I've talked to people in Appleton County and Wayne County. I did 34 years of work in Wayne County. And there, I'm getting that they got a grant for their farmer's market. There's a lot of people, I live inside the city limits, that we had a farmer's market, we would buy fresh fruits and vegetables from them, from our local growers. They need a place to wash their hands and a place to use the bathroom. That's the only thing I see that they need, and a roof over it. But now, Appleton's got a nice little farmer's market. It's not that gigantic, but it's a nice little farmer's market. And I think they put on car shows and stuff like that up under. Wayne County got a nice one. Cray's got one, but I don't know if they got grants or what. And my Cray is not using theirs. I don't know why they're not. That's my first thing. My second thing, on February the 2nd or the 3rd, me and my wife, I live on Cromartie Street. We were trying to go home. I live here on Brockton Highway. And we were headed to the house. Well, when we got there at the post office, there was a train. They held us up. We sit there for a little while, and I said, well, we'll go down here to the city barn. I'll go across down there. I drove down to the city barn, train still had the track on it. I said, well, there's nothing to it. I'll go going down Curry Street, and I'll go to Walmart. I'll go across there. I went on down Curry Street, and down there at the overpass, or not the overpass, but the bypass, traffic was backed up right and left. People was trying to turn around and go back the other way and stuff like that. So they had been sitting there quite some time. We drove on down to the Alma Highway. And when we turned to the right to go back towards town, here come a fire truck and a rescue truck. Now, I don't know if it was a house fire, wreck, whatever. But they turned on the bypass like they were going across. And I thought to myself, what is that with my house on fire? Or I have medical needs. What if that was me needing an ambulance? And they couldn't get across to me. Now, we got a fire station over here, and I thank very much for it. But we do not have a hospital over here. Hospital's on this side of town. And if they had to come over here and get me and carry me back to the hospital, and there's a train blocking, we got a problem. And there again, Wayne County, they had a big lawsuit on theirs. There was a prominent man that he died, and his wife filed a lawsuit. And Wayne County ended up with an overpass. It's a pretty stiff overpass, but it's a way of getting back and forth in case emergency did happen. So I'd like for y'all to discuss it, and if it's not y'all's responsibility, or if it's, y'all need to get together with the city, and if y'all tell me I got to go to the city, I'll go to the city. So I'd like for y'all to discuss it. Thank you.
Thank you. Public comments?
I'm Joe Carter, most of you in here know me. I got that Mr. Hogg.
request for some public records I asked for back in December. I'm gonna give one of you a copy of what I had asked for. And you'll see what I got. And paid for. So take a look at the back of that. Well, I think agree with me. There's no letterhead, no signature, nothing. If I would have had to use this in a court of law, a judge would not accept this. It's just as good as garbage. That's all I have to say about it. I'll let y'all decide on what you want to do about it.
Thank you, sir. Public comment?
Good afternoon. My name is Burris Clifton Taylor Jr. I've had a great concern about our trash dumpsters for a long time. Went over and helped clean them up and put stuff in the drums way before we ever decided, or the county decided to man them. At the time of manning, I asked for the chance to have that job. I draw disability from the Social Security Administration. I was hired. When you used to working, and the past that I had was not good, it was in addiction. But now I help people with addiction, and when you get disabled and somebody offers you a work, it's a good feeling to get out and to get up and have a purpose. So my biggest purpose is helping the people of Snottsville, Georgia, where I live for 10, I've been there for 10 years. I know I go above and beyond, but that's what I believe in doing, is doing 100 and what's best for our county. I was hired at that dump site. I think I've worked. If you pull in there and you're a senior citizen or you're not able, I get your trash. No, I don't have to, but I do. I have stayed late. I've come in late. I've never asked for anything. I got a letter from Social Security Administration telling me they needed something from the county because of, if I make $2, they take $1. So that puts me working for a little over $3 an hour, which I've done the past month and not complained not one time, because I thought later down the road there would be some help. Well, we had a county trash dumpster meeting at the county barn the other day. Again, I apologize for being outspoken. I'm very outspoken because I want what's right for the people of Jeff Davis County. I spent enough time on the other side, it's time for me to help. At that meeting, there were some things I didn't agree with. Instead of following protocol and going to my supervisor, Mr. Jerry Wooten pulled up and I spoke with him. I've known him all my life. We're great friends, as I am with several more, but the commissioners I do not know. But Mr. Jerry, I happen to. And he takes passion like I do in my job. It's not about the $3.40 an hour. I really enjoy it. It gives me purpose. It gives me a purpose to get up, to be able, I got a 15-year-old with autism, to be able to get a paycheck and buy him something. I done wrong at that county meeting by voicing my opinion to Mr. Jerry Wooten. I was told at that meeting, if a senior citizen come into that dump site with a TV, I had to send them to Pat Dixon Road. That I just did not agree with. I didn't go to Mr. Jerry to cut your throat or nobody else's throat. I, again, was thinking of the best interest of our people in Snottsville. When it goes to Pat Dixon, it goes to the same site. There was no separation. Well, me talking to Mr. Jerry, you might as well throw the kettle in the fire. Yeah, there was a memo sent out, I got it right here, that clearly stated homeowners Also, please be careful on decisions determining household garbage from commercial garbage. Homeowners may have a mattress, bed frame, chair, toilet, carpet, or rug. Please let these people dispose of these items. Please remember, you are in the public eye and represent the county. See, that was my whole point from the get-go. But because I done that, Mr. Gary come out to see me on the job site. There was people there when Mr. Gary come out. He chose at that point in time to discuss a problem from me talking with Jerry in front of this person that was there, and said some real hurtful things. Basically, I'm not allowed to talk to a county commissioner because I was working out there. I didn't do it intentionally. I didn't do it to cause a problem. I'm sorry, Mr. Let me get through. I'm sorry, Mr. Gary, but the truth's the truth. I turned in my 2 weeks' notice with you that day, and I told you I was working for $3 an hour. And when I did, and I talked to Social Security and tried to withdraw it, oh no, this ain't about me getting a letter from the county. Mr. Gary, you taking it personal because I know Mr. Jerry and them.
Let me ask you something though.
How many people, wait a minute, this is my 5 minutes.
Okay.
Several people has come to you and asked you to please reconsider and let me keep my job out there. I'm sorry if I done it wrong. I didn't know. I did not know. I did not talk to Mr. Jerry unintentionally. But I want it on the record. I withdrew my 2 weeks notice. It was up Saturday. I got a text message on Friday, Thursday, asking me to work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Guess what I done, Mr. Gary? I worked those 3 days. I just locked the gates at 5:30. You've had several people from Snipesville come to you this week and ask you to please give me another chance and let me work and not say nothing to these commissioners that I'm so scared of. But I'm telling you, I only want what's best for the county. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But when the kettle's black, I'll call it black, Mr. Gary. Thank you.
Nobody's come to me and asked, everybody that's talked to me about you has said that there's something that we can do so you can earn your full pay and still draw Social Security. And you alluded yourself to a letter from Social Security saying such just now. Mr. James, did you go and talk to Mr. Gary?
I did.
What did he tell you? What did he tell you?
He couldn't do it.
Why?
Without approval.
And what was it about they served a biscuit and I didn't get nothing to drink?
Yeah.
Please go to the podium and give your public comments at this time.
I'm Jamie Tate from the Snipesville community. First of all, I'm glad that we are getting our trash situation handled. I know it's not solved yet. First of all, we're getting the road crew back on the road crew where they need to be at, which is a good thing about our past storm we had. I've seen Murtis picking up trash on the state right of way, keeping that whole area clean. He's got rakes and everything around the cans. I've been to, since this, I've noticed this, I've been to a few other sites. And the ones on those sites are not required to do anything, and they don't do nothing. He is a friend of our community. He's keeping the area clean. He helps handicapped, elder, senior citizens. So I ask you reconsider his 2 weeks notice. I understand we sometimes say things out of hand. I've done it, I'm sure y'all have done it. And this is in the community's best interest. Thank y'all.
Any more public comment?
I want to add something to what he's saying. I mean, my understanding was you quit because this affects your Social Security check.
I'm gonna step back up here again, and me and you we can carry this a little bit further. Me and you approached me that day and scolded me like a red-headed
I did
in front of somebody. Would you like me to put it on the agenda? Let's bring that Telfair County Deputy Sheriff before this.
Mr. Wood told me he spoke to him, and he said I was respectful.
Everybody has come and asked you, please, let me, if you're gonna not accept, I withdrew my 2 weeks notice. I only want what's best for the county. I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry if I offended Mr. Robert. I only want to work. That's all I'm asking, to let me better the community. It's between me and you, and we both know that.
No.
And I apologize. I'm man enough to tell you in front of everybody, I apologize. Please let me keep my job. I went to Social Security, I talked to them, all they need is documentation from the county. When I withdrew it, you didn't just tell this, Mr. Other Tate, Mr. Gertman, you've told several that it didn't matter, you had done replacement. And you even went as far as telling Mr. Jamie Tate that it was, you looked at him and said, Mr. Tate, do you realize this is all over? He didn't get something to drink when we bought him a biscuit.
You did complain about that, did you not?
Really?
You complained about a plethora of things when I was out there.
What were they, sir?
That's good enough, bro.
I tell you what, we'll talk about this. I know exactly where you're coming from.
Thank you,
So
sir.
we'll talk about it.
And I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I don't mean to have come off offended. I'm sorry. I am passionate about Snipeville and the public.
May I speak?
We'll talk about it.
Any more comments? Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
I made this decision, and I made this decision on my own. Nobody told me. I do the hiring, and I take care of everything over at the road department. Nobody tells me who to hire, and nobody tells me who to terminate if they need terminated. Mr. Taylor was not terminated. I have a text message here that he texted my office and said that he wanted to turn in his 2 weeks' notice off his phone. He appreciated it. Mr. Taylor done a fantastic job for us. Nobody at the road department spoke to that. We only acted on what was told to us, that we need to find somebody else to fill the position, and I went to work immediately, and that's what I done.
And I did talk to you and asked you to withdraw it. And you told me
I've done
it was
somebody.
bad. No, you didn't. You
I
just
did. I have it
this
right
morning.
here,
That's
sir.
beside the point.
I have done hired somebody.
Good. I just want, if you do consider it, commissioners, and you can't give me a chance, all I'm asking, I withdrew my 2 weeks' notice, therefore I need it in writing that I was terminated and the reason for it. Thank you.
Any more comments?
Do you have any on discussion or on the agenda?
You, come on,
Come on now.
come on.
Oh, all right. That's my name. You put up a wall there. I would like to say, I don't remember, they was that right there. What did that little sticker say you just give us the other day?
Enlistment never expired.
Our enlistment never expires. I'm the same way with you, Tax County. Proud. And I thought I had a complaint, Frank, but no. I got the log out of my eye, and I said, if I'm gonna take this 3 minutes at 5 and tell you what a fine job each one of you did, and I respect you for it. It ain't easy. Communication, that's part of my problem, communications. Even Mr. Lewis, sometimes I don't communicate effectively. That's what all this is about, communication. Trying to get on. When Freddie Brothers said in one accord, that's what the updates county needs to get. Get all of us in one accord. I don't have no magic one for trash. That's the only thing. I'm a member of the Georgia Power Ambassadors. Matter of fact, the last 2 years I was vice president. And one of the things we do, I get to put down my hours I go on my highway to get the trash and turn it in. That's just one of the things. Jeff expected to me. Roads, that was my complaint. And I ain't got nothing to say except, man, you're doing a good job. 40 roads washed out, they're working on. I will say I had a little problem, but me and EPD, we got on the same place. Got that took care of. Next thing come up here, farmer's market. If you'll get with me, I might have an idea on that. If yeah, we'll see. And that's, really and truly, I just come up here, comment you on the job y'all do, and being able to communicate with at least 3 of them. Gary, you got a heck of a job running the county. And I know you're trying to do it, and appreciate it. That's all I got to say. Thank you for having me.
Any more public comments? Brian's name was wrong there, if y'all wouldn't mind.
We're correct. Just need the ones that are here sign. Thank y'all very much.
Any more public comment? Approve of minutes for January the 12th. Need a motion? All vote? Approval of monthly financial. Administration, comment.
Before we approve them, I'd like to make a couple of observations. We've been, as everybody knows, we've been working on the dump sites. And over the last 3 months, November, December, and January, the average month, we've dropped 71 tons in the amount of garbage we're having to haul off. What's that, what, $2 was? I'll get to that. Bear in mind that November, December, and January months, which we're just now getting to where everything is closed besides these sites. So this is not really a true picture. It's going to be much better. The 71 tons equates to about 38 loads per month. If you figure the time hauling and the fewer loads, it's about this number is about a $90,000 a year savings right here from what we were. So it's hopefully enough to pay for manning the dump sites. And I'll be reporting more on that because I think in the next month or two we'll have a much clearer picture, but I think it's going to be much higher than this. The road damage that we had from the storm ended up being about $129,000 that we estimated for FEMA. And we're hoping we'll probably get maybe 90% or 116 or so thousand of that back. And we hope our roads will be in better shape. When Robert replaces, in some cases, smaller pipes are being replaced with larger pipes so that we maybe won't have this problem again. So I think it'll be a better job done afterwards.
Here, how long is it going to have to, when will we know that?
It's slow, it's slow, you know, but most of we've had to buy some pipe, but the county's okay until we get our money. They're pretty good. And I would like to say something. The general fund is increased month over month for the last 12 months, which means our checking account is growing consistently. So that's a pretty significant thing. So that's all I got to say about finances.
Charles Harold, discuss.
Y'all need to approve the finances. I don't think.
Oh, I make a motion to approve monthly financial as presented. Vote. Charles Harold, discuss mobile home orders.
Good evening, gentlemen. I gave you a packet. I don't know if you had time to look at it. This is a learn as we go process. What I did basically is talked about 4 different counties and tried to get the best of the 4 counties and put it together for us to start with. So it'll be a learning process for everybody. We have issued 2 permits as of today, and I'll issue another one tomorrow for someone that's got double wide that they brought in December. I'm working with the tax assessor's office and we're working with Oxford to try to streamline this process. Does anybody have any questions?
Would you explain the process? In other words, because there's some confusion. If somebody is moving a mobile home into the county, basically they're going to call here, and we're going to call you, and you're going to call them and set up an appointment. Go through that process and the cost of the permit versus the for everybody.
If you look at the yellow sheet, that is basically the application. When someone wants to either move a mobile home into Jeff Davis County or from one site to another site, they'll have to come and fill out an application. We really need this to be up at this office. I haven't had time to talk to Sherry about who's going to do this and this. We're just, like I said, we're going to have to work out the kinks. But basically, an application has to be filed, at which time they'll tell you what the mobile home is, the year of it, and sometimes if it's out of town, the way I do it with the city is they'll send me 2 pictures. They'll tell me the name of it, the size of it, the manufacturer, and generally, some older mobile homes are better than some of the new mobile homes because they've been taken care of. So we'll treat the out of county differently because if they're inside the county, we don't really have a grandfather clause, but they've been here and, you know, they're here, so we've got to sort of be kind of lenient and try to get everybody up to par. If you look at the state codes of mobile homes, and basically I've been to one course, the city sent me to one course, and it's mobile homes are actually regulated by the state fire marshal. And the codes are just out of this world. I mean, if I went out in the county right now, I'd have to shut down half the mobile homes because they're all in violation. Well, we're certainly not going to do that. What we want to do is, once coming in, we want to make them right. Not only will it protect the people, the citizens, it'll also make the tax digest go up, because if you bring junk in here, it's going to be taxable junk. If you bring nice double wides and single wides in, it's going to increase the tax value. So it'll help everybody. So, but the application, what it is somebody calls up or comes to the tax office and wants to move a mobile home, I want them to be able to come up here and fill out this application. And then y'all will contact me, and I will get the person and either go look at the mobile home, or make, you know, if they're out of this county, then I'll have to, you know, go to the county. So, and then from there are several different things that has to be done. But once I meet with the people, I'll say, look, this is what you've got to do. If you're going to bring that mobile home into Jeff Davis County, there's certain things the state requires, there's certain things that the county's going to require. So, and we're just going to, you know, there's certain things you have to do. You know, you got to have good electricity, plumbing, and if it's heating and air, it's got to be, you know, up to par. Now, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how y'all want, if you just want me to handle what's coming in and what's moving. I mean, you know, the ordinance really only addresses that. Let me tell you, right now in the city of Hazelhurst, I get 5 to 10 calls a week from county people complaining. What happens is they'll call Oscar, and Oscar's got one answer, call Charles. I love him to death, but he's got one thing, call Charles. And I say, sir, I'm sorry, you're out in the county, but if your landlord doesn't fix it, I've got an 800 number that you can call HUD, and they'll get the landlord's attention. So now, if y'all want me to do that, then, you know, the ordinance really doesn't address that. But I think we should, because right now I'm getting 5 to 6 calls a week. People falling through their floor, electrical wires exposed, all kinds of stuff. Well, the plumbing's running out into the creek. You know, what am I supposed to do? Well, you know, Oscar should do something about that, and I'll call Oscar, and I don't know if he is or not. But it's a learning process. And I really don't know how this packet that I gave you basically is what needs to be done for moving a mobile home, checking a mobile home, inspecting a mobile home, you know. So, I mean, did I answer your question, or?
So the process is, they come up here to the tax office.
Well, no, they'll come to the clerk's office.
To the clerk's office.
And we'll have a packet, this packet. And what they'll do basically is they'll do an application. They'll give her an application fee if they want me to go inspect it, okay? And then before I let them either move it into the county or move it from one place to another, I have to inspect it. And once I approve it, then they can do it.
Well, you got $25 on there, or $75 to go inspect it?
Well, let me tell you, according to the state, you only can charge what it costs you to administer the program. Most counties are charging $200 to $300. I came up with a figure of $150 to do the application fee and the basic inspections. Now, if I have to go back and do more inspections, then re-inspections and stuff like that.
What if you had to go 150 miles? I mean, what are you going to do about that?
Well, see, that's what we've got to determine.
I mean, say people move in here from down there to
Yeah, right.
Florida line, I mean, somebody's got to go down there and inspect it.
Right. Well, they'll send the pictures and they'll send me the data, and then if they want to pay for me to go down there, if it takes 2 or 3 hours, then we're going to have to come up with we're going to have to determine that as a case-by-case basis.
But it's all going to be on the cost for the owner of the home.
Yeah, I think
It's not going to cost the county and
the
tax.
county should,
Right.
the county, what I talked to Gary about is this, we're going to try to do this thing, you know, to pay for itself.
I'm trying to figure out, is this leaning more towards, like the mobile home parks, or is it more with residential?
tell you, speaking of mobile home parks, today, Sammy Chema, H-E-M-M-A, called me about Matt Daniel Trailer Park. You know, Matt Daniel Trailer Park is in the county, but it has city water and city sewer. And it is a disaster.
That's right, I hit on Bell Telephone.
Yes, yes, sir. I mean, it is a disaster. It's like a bomb hit it. I mean, they are, as a matter of fact, the city has, in some instances, refused us to go out there because we don't have easements, and it belongs to somebody out of California or somewhere, and they're just, but this guy is talking about a grant for infrastructure to like put roads and stuff like that, and he sounds real promising. He has 61 lots out there, and he wants me to talk to him next week about him purchasing that, and he wants to talk the ordinance, and he wants to know what he's got to do that. So I think we definitely need to start right now. We don't have anything about a mobile, specifics, but, for mobile home parks. And that needs, well, but I mean, we need to be more specific. And that, but I think the ordinance is a good ordinance. We just got to, try by error. I mean, we can't cover everything.
Everything's an improvement from here.
Well, I mean, right, so listen, the city, I told, Jack Cole when he was mayor that if they annexed that trailer park into the city, he could get another inspector. That's how bad it is. But now I'm the county inspector, so I got it. But anyway, this guy seriously owns several mobile home parks, knows what he's talking about, and it would be great if we could get him here to buy it. And, so.
I'm trying to figure out how bad this is going to affect, like, see, I used to stay on a mobile home, and, I mean, you get a mobile home, that's the best, that's all best you got.
Wow.
Okay, then you got to go and underpin it, strap it down, I know to do a block foundation underpin, that'll probably run you $3,000 or $4,000.
Right.
And then you got, if you do the skirt, that's probably gonna run you anywhere $1,500, $2,000, the labor. So I'm just trying to figure out is that gonna be too much on?
Well, let me tell you what the city's doing. We've got the, Long City Highway on the left, you got Ronnie Street, behind the motel, behind McCarty's. All right, the guy that owns that, we gave him basically 6 months to clean his act up. Now, the state law says you've got to have underpinning, and you've got to have steps with guard, if it's 3 steps or more, you've got to have a, landing and rails where you won't fall off. Now, we're working with him to try to get that in. He's torn down 7 or 8. We waived the demolition fees, and he's torn down, there's about 7 or 8 still that needs to be torn down. So he's trying. We're not charging him any permits or anything like that to get these things going up, because we want good mobile homes in there for the citizens, So if somebody's got a mobile home sitting out in the county and they can't afford to do everything, then we're going to have to work with them, James. We're going to have to say, look, this is all you can afford, but maybe we can get somebody like a church or somebody like that to go help them, or, the veterans, people that can go and help these people. If they have sewer running out to the county, we got to stop that. If they got electrical wires exposed, and kids running around, we got to stop that, because it's a fire hazard. So the stuff like that, we've got to stop it. And landlords, I'm a landlord. Landlords, there's no excuse for having junk, and the county shouldn't let them, and the city shouldn't have them. So we got to take a case by case basis.
And in addition, it protects us a little bit from situations like they ran into in Appleton County, where you got folks moving them at night and on Saturdays with a farm tractor and falling apart all in the middle of the road.
Right.
And causing.
What about, just in building inspection, all right, building on a piece of property here? A building permit?
It's the last page of the application. There's some question about what that's referring to.
Okay, well, no, owner, builder, disclosure statement. See, if somebody brings in a new mobile home, that we've got to have a contractor that knows what he's doing, licensed and insured, to bring it in. But now, if you do it yourself, the county wants you to sign, we need them to sign this saying, we're going to be our own contractor, but I'm still going to do it right. Okay?
I guess they're just concerning the mobile homes, is that right?
Yes, we're
My
not.
brother knows about personal property, I mean, I can build on my land as long as I want to add me a shelter. It ain't got
Right,
nothing
no,
to do
the
with
only, the only thing you want me to assist with is mobile homes.
That's right.
Right, I mean, well, a building see, the state looks at it this way. You can't charge any more for a mobile home permit than you can for someone building a stick building. That's what they're talking about. But if you do your own work on a mobile home now, we want you to sign it and, you know, say you're gonna do it according to the state laws. In the state of Georgia, you can do your own wiring and your own plumbing as long as you sign a waiver. You really can't do your own air conditioning because of the gas situation, you know, the Freon and stuff like that. They want a state licensed person out there. But there's no way, we don't have enough plumbers, licensed plumbers, electricians in Jeff Davis County to do all the work that needs to be done. So we're gonna have to be lenient. But we want them to say, look, I understand that I'm responsible for the work that I'm doing on this mobile home. And I'll do it to the best of my ability to the state codes. In other words, I can't go and look what's behind covered up walls and stuff like that. There's no way. That's all that is.
Okay.
See, the owner-builder is basically the owner, really, in this situation. But now, what if he adds on the room to his mobile home? Then, see, he's got to do it according to, you know what I'm saying, a mobile home now.
Even if it's in the county too, you still got to have them.
If it's a mobile home, yes, sir, your ordinance covers that, the way I interpret it. Is that correct? Now, I'm not saying he's gonna come up here and get a building permit every time they do that. You know they're not. In the city, they don't. They work on the weekends to make sure I don't inspect it. I mean, that happens all over the place.
Yeah.
But, I mean, James has built on 3 times this, I know.
Yes, sir.
There was a committee formed to work on this mobile home ordinance. We met in November and again in December. My suggestion would be that since this thing has become now a high-rise, multi-story complex instead of just something simple to track mobile homes coming in and out of the county, that it go back to that committee and they can work on all of this, because I got the draft that you sent me, Gary, on the 24th. And from what I saw on it, it went to myself, Sheila Rucker, and Kathy. I don't know if any of the other people on the committee got it. But it would seem to me that it would save a lot of time for the board if you simply got that group together again and looked at all of this, because this is getting way more complex than what was originally intended. And it's just kind of taken on a whole new life of its own. You know, originally when we talked about it, we didn't want to look at other counties around to see what their ordinances were. We wanted something fairly simple for Jeff Davis County. And in the draft package that I go through, I see most of that is from North Carolina and so on, and it just seems like it has taken on a whole new life of its own. That's my suggestion for you.
You're talking about the application.
I'm talking about the package that you sent me that says
Well,
draft.
Right, I
that had
understand
a
that.
colored page in it
That part
says-
is the application. You're talking about the
Yeah.
ordinance you're okay with.
I'm okay with it, with the ordinance, the way it
Okay.
was changed, but my understanding of the draft is that the draft is what you're working towards incorporating into the ordinance.
Well, no, this is just an application. What we're trying to do is administer the program. This won't be adopted into the ordinance. The ordinance stands out, it's the law. This is just how we're gonna administer it.
Yeah, but when the regulation gets to the size of a high binder and the ordinance is
If
3
if you're dealing with the state of Georgia and you're dealing with a mobile home, there's certain things you've got to do.
Well, that's why I would prefer to have the attorney involved in it.
Right. Well,
Because I trust her legal opinion over mine any day.
well,
I didn't graduate law school.
No, sir. This is basically the Bible for mobile homes put out by the fire marshal's office in the state of Georgia. And there's minimal things we have to do. And that's what I'm trying to incorporate. I mean, we got to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. I understand that. But, any other questions? And this is a draft. I mean, this is, you know, I mean, this is just, I put this before you.